Hi and welcome back to Blooming in Brisbane. This week's plant of the week is an absolute beauty. It's called Loropetalum Plum Gorgeous, and I think the name says it all. It is the most beautiful looking shrub that anybody could have in their gardens. As the name suggests, it is plum gorgeous. Deep plum burgundy foliage, followed as really accentuated by hot pink spidery flowers. Just an absolute delight for anyone to have. Loropetalums, I think, are very undervalued in our climate, and they really should be grown a lot more, and they can be used in so many different ways. They can be used in Japanese or Asian style gardens, they can be used in traditional gardens, they can be used as a hedge, a low topiary. Absolutely beautiful plant. They're pretty much unaffected by pests or diseases. They will flower off and on throughout the entire year, but especially late winter into mid-spring. And they are so drought hardy and tough once they become fully established in your garden. They're tolerant of light shade and they love full sun. And of course that full sun is what's going to provide them with beautiful deep coloured foliage as well. So if you're after something just that little bit different in a garden or a nice potted feature, look for this one. It's called Loropetalum Plum Gorgeous.
Hi, I'm Mick from Grangeview Gardens, and today we're looking at making our little core peat logs for little vertical gardens. So I've got a collection of plants here today that we're going to use, including mini Neerigelias in different shapes and colours. We've got some orchids that we can try. We've also got air plants, the little Tillandsias, and I've also got a collection of ferns that we'll be able to put together to make a nice little garden. So some of the tools you'll need are some cutting tools. I've got secateurs and scissors. I have little zippy ties that we use to secure the plants securely until they've rooted out. I also carry with me just a little knife and a pair of tweezers that I can use to manipulate things when I'm actually doing the logs. So to start with, all we're going to need is some plant material. So when you're doing your logs, you need to sort of have a visual of what you're going to do, okay? So if you're going to put big plants on the top, you don't want to put little plants underneath because they're just going to get carried over. So, and all we're going to do is, because this is firmly meshed, is we can slide the stolon from the pup in under the mesh. Like so. So it's sitting, and what I take then is one of the zippy ties and I just come in above it and just secure it. Eventually. So we just square that off, tighten it up, and now we've started our log. So you just keep going like that. I tend to go, if you see the mesh, it goes on a diagonal, and you'll find that if you go on the diagonal, you'll be able to put the plants in next to each other and have it balanced really well. So we just keep coming in, keep tying, and eventually we will start to fill this up. You can put as many plants on as you like. It's just a matter of how much you've got available at the time. If you've got an old plant that you want to divide, an old hanging basket or something like that, they work really well. So what you'll find when you are pulling a lot of the plants together, you'll find that the bromeliads are all interconnected on their little stolons. So each of these are little individual plants, and this is how they reproduce. So on some of these you can simply cut them and you can put mass plants on a log straight up. So we're just cutting the stolon. We're just leaving a little bit out so it makes us somewhere to secure. So we can actually put 3 plants on all at the one time. So again, just thread the stolon in underneath and we'll get much more of an instant plant as we go. So just a little tie back underneath. As you can see, it starts to fill up really well. You can mix and match your plants, or you can do a collection of the same. We've got one here that we've just done with, this is called Nerogelia Fireball. And it becomes an instant garden all on its own. Some of the ferns, like this hare's foot fern, you'll find the feet will make a really good plant. Now this will need more moisture, so probably in a shade house situation, and will certainly need a lot more water as it grows. So you probably break it apart gently, just as long as you've got some of the foot and then some of the root. And we can simply, as we do with the others, this is where the knife and the tweezers come in handy. Just pull the mesh out, actually slide some of the feet, and then we can zippy tie that just so it's secure. And once it starts to root out, it'll actually secure itself to it. And you can either remove the zippy tie, so over time that will root out and start to secure, and the feet will actually start to spread. There's a whole lot of different ferns you can use. Most of them will have the feet attachments, so that's what you're looking at. And they will send out roots from the stolons, and that's what we're looking for. They'll need to be kept pretty moist to start with. Like anything when you're potting, you'll need to keep it moist till it secures itself firmly, and once it starts to root out and hold moisture, it'll be quite well to go.
Join me after the break as we take a closer look on how to use very common plants to create a very beautiful Japanese-inspired garden just like you're seeing here.